Good morning and welcome to everyone's favorite day of the week, especially when it comes to our guests. We have award-winning psychologist Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning.
Good morning, and it seems you've brought the sunshine with you. Weather report for the day.
It is sunny at Orchard Road.
Oh, fantastic.
Nice.
Thank you.
I hope this brings an end to the rain.
I don't
because
think
I think
so.
it's just been
wet.
so depressing, so
the
gloomy.
whole month, right? It's
Yes,
supposed to be the whole
it's
month.
supposed to be
right?
monsoon. the
Yeah,
whole
this
month,
is Singapore, not London.
Not supposed to be gloomy.
Well, Singapore has only two weathers, right? Sunny or wet. So
That's
there
true.
you go. Dr. Jerry, kindness is
Yes.
our topic today.
It is because this month is Mental Health Awareness Month. But oh my gosh, all the topics are so heavy. So I thought I wanted to talk about something good, right? Like things that we can do, things that we can participate in, and things that we can show other people.
And kindness is not just for other people, it also helps ourselves in terms of mental wellness.
Yes, it does. So it's very closely linked to mental well-being and physical well-being. So it's such an exciting topic to take on today.
Yeah, but I think if one is not feeling very good, it's hard for them to be kind, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
So everyone who is kind is probably
In a good mood.
in a good place.
Is that
So
true?
we have to help ourselves be in a good place.
Yes, I think so too.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Let's continue to talk to Jerry on the Big Show TV. In the meantime, here's...
I mean, what is kindness? Does it
Yeah.
come out of habit? You know, growing up and constantly doing nice
Like,
things
what's the
for
line
people,
between
or-
kindness and manners?
Yeah, exactly. Manners. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, let me define kindness first. So it's a benevolent act, okay, to help another person or to help a person, and it's motivated by the desire to help the other and not to gain reward and not to avoid punishment.
Oh,
okay.
So manners would be holding the door open for the next person behind you. Kindness would be running in front of a person who needs help holding the door and holding the door for them.
I guess manners has this element that you have been taught, and it is something that I think you were asking, is it a habit? So we've been taught and we've been told to say our please and thank you until it comes out very automatically. There's no mindfulness or thought for the other person or for the self, for that matter.
Right.
Got it.
And this is why upbringing is so important.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Parents
So
need to teach their
upbringing-
kids manners.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can teach manners, but there's an element if I teach you, and if you don't do it, then you do it to avoid punishment.
Can you teach kindness?
We can learn kindness, so it's possible to learn kindness. So that's why this whole thing is very, very interesting. Like, is it a trait? Is it a character? Is it innate? I don't know. When I was doing the research, it was so fascinating.
So you don't know whether it's a trait or an innate.
Well, some people have the trait, so they can. It comes more naturally to them. But earlier we were saying, can you learn kindness? Yep, we can learn kindness. So we learn it as part of our toolbox, I suppose.
Okay.
But
Go
you
ahead.
learn kindness through observation. It's not something you sit down and learn. Am I right?
We can learn through different methods, right? Through observation, through experiencing something ourselves, perhaps. If you're on the train and somebody offers you a seat, the next time you know that feeling of being offered the seat, you might want to offer someone else your seat where you see someone in need.
So pass it forward. So, okay. Okay.
So it's a never-ending thing, you know.
Yeah.
My
Shaun?
my question, Dr. Jerry, is like,
Yes.
what's the difference between like kindness, being mindful about being kind and going out of your way to be selfless for someone, versus just being a nice person? Like, it's nice for you to give up your seat. It's nice for you to open up doors. It's nice for you to buy lunch for somebody, versus that mindful, intuitive act of kindness that we're supposed to do.
Wow, that's a tough question. No?
Wow.
Yeah, it is a very tough question. So, kindness, there's this element of being a bit more altruistic. So that selflessness that you're talking about. So it's not just all talk. It is not just all action. I do for show. It's not just an action-based behavior, right? Yes, but it is very difficult. I mean, somebody can be nice and they can have learned how to be nice. So, someone that is always the one that brings the tissue around and, gives the tissue during lunchtime and it's positively validated. So we know with positive reinforcement, the behavior will continue. So is that behavior a nice behavior or one that has already been validated? Or is that person being kind? Now that's it is a very, very difficult answer or question to answer.
I believe that someone is either kind or is not.
Does it?
There's
Yeah.
no, yeah, it's
It does it have to be an effort? Does it have to be an effort from someone to be kind, or should it just be innate, like you mentioned before?
Well, I will have a question and let me see. I have a few questions that later on we will think about. But one of the question is, when are we kindest? Or when are we kind? So this, when we are in a state of vulnerability, when we are ill, when we are in crisis ourselves, can we be kind would be the question.
Oh.
So
Monday to
I don't
Friday
know.
between 9 to 11 a.m. somewhere there, lah. Where we had our coffee and we are kind.
Yeah, but we do feel that sometimes when we are ill, we find it very difficult to muster up any more energy
For
to be
anyone
kind.
else. Because you're thinking about yourself and you're really lackluster and everything else.
Yeah, but during those times, then I would invite everybody to be kind to themselves because you need to be kind to yourself. So you're still being kind to someone.
So being kind doesn't matter if you're being kind to someone or someone else? Yourself or
Well-
someone else?
So oftentimes we say kindness to someone else because it's most overt. It's very explicit. We can see it. But we forget that we need to be kind to ourselves also. If you're not in a good state, if you don't have time to recover, if you don't, reconcile with yourself and you're miserable, how are you going out there to be kind?
Precisely. So I think it starts with
Yourself.
yourself as well. We're not talking about kids now because kids are still developing.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about adults, right, you need to feel good in order to be kind to other people. And therefore, what you just said is extremely relevant. You need to be kind to yourself. Treat yourself a little bit better in order for yourself, in order for you to feel good.
Yeah.
Then
you
you can be
yeah.
good towards others as well.
That's why they say you have to love yourself before you can
you
love
can love
anyone
someone
else,
else.
right?
Joel Tan on our
Yeah.
Facebook
do,
page.
Let's ask
traffic
it.
Okay, we'll do traffic first and I'll come back with Joel's
Stand
statement.
by in 3, 2.
Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is Dr. Geraldine Tan from the Therapy Room. And because it is Mental Wellness Month, right, we are talking about kindness today. I like that.
Yeah, because mental wellness can't be all about the negative. There's got to be some goodness in it.
You got to be kind to yourself in order for you to be well.
Kind to everybody else.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think for
Never
some,
mind everybody else. Just think about yourself first.
I think
true.
I
Yeah,
think quite
start home.
honestly, a lot of people find it very hard to be kind to themselves.
To themselves.
Yeah.
They find it very
But
hard.
you notice something, when you're kind to yourself and you feel good, right? Then you don't even think, I mean, it's you don't have to be conscious also about treating other people well
Yeah.
or kind.
Yeah.
It's just there.
Comes naturally. Yeah.
Joel Tan on our Facebook page made this comment, Jerry, and I'd like to see your response to it. I would like to suggest that showing kindness is different from doing what is morally or ethically right. If I do something that is morally correct or ethically right, does that mean I'm not being kind? I'm only doing it because it's morally
It's the right
or
thing to do.
Does that not mean I'm being kind as well?
I love how psychology and philosophy is so closely linked
Yeah.
together. Another very, very tough question. So yes, sometimes being ethical, being morally right may not sit well with a person. So we can think of many situations where if we are ethical, it may not sit well with us. So then the question is, do I be kind to myself? Do I be kind to the situation? Or do I continue to adhere to what is required of me? Again, it is very difficult.
But
Yes.
does that make you less kind, though? I mean, if you're just doing it because it's the right thing to do, it doesn't make you any less kind, does it?
It doesn't lessen your kindness value, if that's what you're asking, because there needs to be a decision to be made. And again, it comes to the question, when are we kind? And perhaps certain situations don't permit us to be to carry out certain behaviors.
Okay. Singaporeans obviously are not kind enough. That's why we have the Singapore Kindness
Kindness movement, yeah.
Yes.
We do.
Yes.
Something to make people
Right?
kinder, yeah.
We have to be
I
forced to
remember
be kind.
the lion singer.
Yes.
the
Courtesy
lion.
lion. Singha,
Courtesy
is it?
lion. What's his name?
Courtesy
Singha?
I think his
lion.
name's Singha.
I thought it was Singha, like the beer.
No,
Singha is in.
Singer the beer.
Lion.
the guy
No,
doesn't
Singer
have a
the-
name. It's just called the Courtesy Lion, right?
I
No.
think
Yeah,
it was
he has a
He has
Singer.
a name.
I think
Oh,
it
he
Yeah,
has a
and
name,
he has a friend. I forgot what's the friend's name.
He has
The
a
friend
friend
is
as well.
white.
is a
There's a
lion
friend
as well.
I think so, yes.
Is this about FD and myself? Or?
Singha and his white friend.
Are you Singer? I don't think so.
I'm-
No,
there you
absolutely not.
See, Angel
Ah.
said she doesn't think so, which
Yeah.
means she doesn't think I'm kind.
He's so kind.
So
Singer
I
is
think
the
all of
courtesy
you-
lion.
Courtesy
Not
lion.
kindness
I
lion.
think-
Oh, that
That's
means I'm not
different, right?
courteous.
Oh, I don't know where this is
Damn
going,
it!
but I think we should play a song.
Let's play some music. How about that?
Okay, let's
Yes.
play.
Okay, Dr. Jerry. Courtesy and kindness. Is that the same thing?
Oh my God, this is
That's
why
manners,
everyone's going
isn't it?
crazy. You know.
That's manners.
That's true. Well, I have a question,
Courtesy
something
is
like that. as
part
well.
of kindness.
It is.
It is part of kindness.
And I think we tend to think of kindness as these big acts that we do. That's not kindness. Having time
No.
to stop and talk to someone is kindness.
Is it really?
I think it is.
Listening to someone. you
Listening
mean.
to someone
to
is
someone.
kindness, you know.
Don't get so
would say-
frustrated.
All of you are really kind. All of you
Aw.
are really kind. And I would
How
say
do you know,
why.
Jerry?
You
How do
hardly
you know?
know us.
Listen,
I'm
he's
interrupting
he's
you right now. See,
rude. Look at him.
I'm interrupting you. How can we be kind?
Because you never fail to see the beauty in the other person and compliment the person. So I've experienced it with Shaun, FD, Angel, Glenn, all of you always have such lovely words for another person.
Okay, let's try
Thank
this.
you, darling.
Let's try,
Okay.
let's try this, Jerry. So, Glenn, what do you think of Max Verstappen?
Oh, I hate the guy. Max Verstappen, I spit on him. Hey, by the way, breaking news, right? Red Bull breached the.
Yes,
they
the
overspent.
safety.
Minor
Oh, the,
breach.
Yeah, they overspent last year.
Minor
You know,
breach,
so they
yeah.
cheated.
Yes.
They asked Christian Horner if they spent a little bit more. He said no.
Yeah.
So I think they should be stripped of the title.
Oh.
Dun, dun,
Stripped
dun.
of the title.
The judgment is that the infringement was too small to strip them of the title. That is
Okay,
the-
now is not the
Red
time
Bull.
to
That's
talk
got
about
nothing to
Formula
do
One.
with it.
Let's
Yes,
talk about
one.
We are
kindness.
very unkind. yeah.
How do we go from kindness to Formula
Formula
One?
One.
Are we-
Because
And-
you're very
and
kind.
Glenn-
Facebook, I only
I baited Glenn.
FD
Yeah.
baited Glenn.
Max
Don't bait him.
Verstappen.
Don't bait him.
Ah, pui.
Please.
Start, start.
Ayo.
No,
And
no
it's-
manners. These kind people have no manners
But it's
whatsoever.
different, so it's okay.
Okay. But having manners doesn't necessarily make you kind.
No.
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 No, right?
Absolutely
No,
no.
it doesn't.
I mean, it's a whole plethora of different sort of traits that make up kindness. So when someone is a good listener, very empathetic, being able to display their little acts of like kindness, to look after the other person, being very giving. All these, so it's not just manners, it's not just courteous, it's many different parts that makes up kindness. So it's more complex than we think it is.
But sometimes when one is too kind and too courteous, people take advantage of
They
them.
become a mat that people
Right.
can walk
and
on.
and,
walk
and
all
then
over.
and then after they get bullied for a long time, they then become mean as well.
I don't think they become mean. I used to get taken advantage of a lot. You don't become mean, but you don't necessarily go out of your way to be kind
Anymore.
anymore.
Indifferent, man.
Yeah. No, you're still kind in certain areas, but you
You're-
don't go
you're
out.
selective.
You're selective. You don't
Very
go out of
selective.
your way to be kind because so many people have used you and hurt you that you just stop.
So
after
I think that's the way. We should just be kind to people who are kind to us, right?
No,
So
but,
if
but
you're mean,
but then
Who does
but then-
it start
no,
with?
yeah, but then Dr.
Kind
Jerry
is
says you're
different,
kind
no
without
matter what,
expecting
yeah.
anything
but
back.
I'm learning from FD. FD is saying that.
No, it's only because I've been hurt and I've been used and I've been abused.
So how? That's it, Jerry. So he needs help.
He needs
Because-
help, clearly.
Because he's not forgetting that, you see. So
No,
he's been
and-
scarred already.
And we are creatures of evolution. We need to survive. So kindness doesn't mean putting yourself out there and getting yourself killed. I don't think that's what it means. Yeah. But sometimes why we are having this talk is because we are now so scared and so cautious to even do anything for another person. So it's, encouraging people to go out there and try, because it's not everyone that would bully you or
Yeah.
bring you down.
What,
Yeah.
What about monetary kindness? Is that kindness as well? Because you say
Yes, I accept.
you do something, without expecting anything back. That's the act of kindness, right? But monetary
Yeah.
kindness, a lot of it is donate to charity because you get 2.5 times tax rebate.
Oh yeah.
You know
Yes.
what I mean?
That's business.
They always tag it on to that.
That's
so
business.
is monetary kindness as well?
Look at how matter-of-factly FD has
Right?
just said that.
Yeah,
That's
he's just like,
business.
yeah,
That's business.
That's not business.
That is not kindness. That is raising money for a charity and making it viable for someone to.
So the person that's donating is not a kind,
No, I'm not
it's
saying
not a
it's not
kind
a-
act. It's not
it's
a kind
not a kind act.
It's not a kind act.
It's a business act.
They could be kind, but
But
it's not
how I
a
who
know.
kind act.
gives a
Selfless
damn
lah.
when it's going to benefit so many other
Yeah,
people?
some people
right?
donate not because if I'm going to give $10, even if it's tax rebate 2.5, I'm like, it doesn't matter.
But
you know what I mean?
your 2.5 is not targeted at the person who gives $10. Your 2.5 is targeted at the person who gives 15,000, 20,000, 50,000. That's who it's targeted at. It's not targeted at your
So
$10.
it's not an act of kindness.
To me, it's an act of business.
Dr. Jerry?
The Commissioner of Charities, ladies and gentlemen, the Flying Dutchman.
It's another very, very tough one, right? But kindness is also the intent. If your intention is to get the rebate, then is that Angel's absolutely right. The person might not be unkind, so the person still can be kind, but that particular act that is couched with I'm doing a kind deed, that intent may not be a kind intent, but like what FD says, it is a business transaction.
Killing two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
Doing some good, yet getting a
Yeah.
rebate. Okay.
So it's tough, but I like the as when I was doing the research, I was looking at some codes. I mean, the different religions also teach us kindness, right? But I particularly like the Jewish one, where there are 3 ways kindness are greater than charity. So charity is done with money. Kindness can be either with one's person or money. Charity is for the poor. Kindness can be done for either the poor or the rich. Charity is for the living. Kindness can be done for the living or the dead. And I thought it was so profound.
How is that? I don't understand the last part. I don't understand.
I don't get the how it's done for the dead.
How is it done for the dead?
Remembering the death anniversary, raising up,
Respecting the
certain
memories.
prayers. Yes. Not defiling. It can be a multitude of ways.
Like, just because the person's not around anymore doesn't mean you can speak bad about the person or forget.
Yes.
Or it's okay. Max Verstappen is still around, so it's fine. Okay.
All right. Okay. That's okay.
Quite
I get it
profound,
now.
yeah.
Yeah, that is.
get it.
Yeah, okay. I never thought of it. I never thought of it that way. Yeah.
I know, right? So it really left me quite speechless when I was like reading about it, and I was like, oh my gosh! So there's actually quite a difference there.
Do you think that's a nice point to bring up on the radio? In a while?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think
Kindness. I think you. Why don't you give us that quote again? Okay, Jerry.
Yeah.
When we go on the radio, stand by. Good morning and welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is award-winning psychologist from the therapy room, Dr. Geraldine Tan. And we always give Jerry a hard time when she's on the show. Irrelevant questions sometimes.
Right.
We're talking about kindness today. And earlier on, Angel brought up charities.
Yes, I did.
Right. Just because someone, gives a large amount of money, does that mean that the person is kind? Or is there a reason?
No.
for that?
Not that's not that it doesn't mean the person is kind, but that particular act of giving to charity to gain the reward of that 2.5%. What is it? Rebate? Is it?
Yes.
Tax rebate. Is that an act of kindness, or is it a business transaction?
Yeah, so the intent was what we were looking out for. So we've already established the person can be a kind person. The person may not be a bad person. But the act of it and the intent behind that particular act would be very important. And I was sharing one of my findings, right, or when I was reading the different religions tell us about kindness, but one particularly struck me. So this is from the Jewish religion. And it says there are 3 ways kindness is greater than charity. So 1, charity is done with money. Kindness can either be with one's person or with one's money. Mm-hmm. The second one is charity is for the poor. Kindness can be done for either the poor or the rich. Mm-hmm. The last one is charity is for the living. But kindness can be done for the living or the dead.
Okay, and we were kind of like a bit confused with the whole how do you do kindness for the dead, right? And we established not speaking bad about the people who have passed, respecting their memories, and et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. That was lovely.
Okay. So,
what are the benefits of kindness, Dr. Jerry?
Yeah.
I mean, why do we need to be kind?
I love this one. So the very top on the list is longevity. So if you're a bullet, of course you don't be kind to those people, yeah? But doing acts of kindness and being kind, you actually live longer. Your stress level goes down. Your happiness level goes up. So when you receive kindness or you give kindness, your level of oxytocin actually increases. Yeah, so your level of happiness actually increases. And when your level of happiness increase, how do you look? You look more attractive.
And you look younger as well.
There you go.
Keeps you young.
I was trying to look can I lose weight with kindness?
Kindness. I mean, can.
But sometimes when you're kind to someone, the person is not kind back to you. It
doesn't
makes your blood
matter.
pressure go up.
No, it's okay
We
because
say it's okay,
No,
but when
Then
it
it's not
happens
kindness
to
anymore
you,
because you're waiting for something back.
yeah,
no.
No.
For example,
I understand what
They
he's saying.
treat-
For
they
example,
treat
you go
badly.
on the street,
Yeah,
Angel,
yeah.
and you see someone there,
Yeah.
and you say hello,
Yeah.
and the person just gives you a black face and just ignores you,
So-
or a
It doesn't
neighbor,
matter,
for
right?
example,
Correct.
treats you that way. Surely
It would
you lose it a little bit, right?
It would upset me a little bit, but I mean, your mood is all dependent on how you react to situations. So if you don't let it affect you, just get on with your
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
You know,
I will
but
definitely let
that
it affect me.
that person is worse off
Yeah.
because obviously that person's in a bad mood, and if you don't react to it, they get even angrier.
So is that kind? Is that the right thing to do? Because I feel like there's some internal injuries that might happen, right?
For
Because
that person.
Internal
you kind of like
psychological
hold
injuries?
back, right? You're like, oh, okay. Deep down inside, you're going, bloody fella.
I
My
know.
goodness, who does he
No.
think
Yeah.
he is?
No. That's you, though.
and
I mean,
maybe
that's your
maybe
therapy,
something might be stirring up inside of you, which
Yes.
may cause like the blood pressure to spike a little bit.
You're
and-
clearly speaking from
and
experience.
that'll then affect like a few
Make
organs
sure you
in your
reply
body.
him.
Dr. Jerry?
Would it be much better if you take something and throw it at the person and be done with
I
it?
think when you're kind, it's non-conditional. This is unconditional. So you don't have a condition put onto it. However, you're human. So if somebody is not nice to you, I don't expect you to be a saint and go, yay, you treat me like such. but I guess you have done, I love the way Angel framed it. You've done that person good because kindness will continue to roll forward. You've just brightened up the person's day.
Right.
There's a very interesting observation on our Facebook page. Glenn said he walks up to someone and you say thank you, you get no response.
Not thank you. You say hello.
Hello,
You try to be
And-
friendly.
and you get no
because,
response.
Do you know who I am? no.
No, but you're just saying hello.
Yes, yeah,
and you
just
get
saying.
you get no response, and therefore you get angry. Matthew came across, and just comment on this, Jerry. Glenn, that's courtesy, not kindness.
That is true as well. We were talking about that.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's true.
Sure. But it's all part of that package, you see.
Yeah,
So, if he's greeting somebody on the street, yes, he can be courteous, but he needs to be motivated to want to greet the person, especially if it is a stranger, right? Yeah, and then so there are three parts. So some Japanese psychologists came up with three different areas, three components: motivation to be kind to people, the recognition of kindness in others, and engaging in a kind behavior every day. So Glenn was motivated, but the other person didn't recognize his kindness.
Yes.
So, but he engaged in that kind behavior already.
Yes.
So,
It must be very tiring for Glenn because he goes and says hello to everybody.
Yeah, but everyone usually says
Hello
hi
back,
back, lah.
yeah.
But
Hello
years
back.
ago, there was I wouldn't say years ago.
Days ago.
Actually, it was a neighbor of mine. Actually,
The reason.
and I'm not talking to him anymore.
Oh,
and his
this
family.
person that didn't say hello back?
Yes,
oh my
yes.
goodness, wow.
I mean, it's so nice. His kids were there and all that. This guy here was trying to set an example. Hey, hello, so and so. Hi, and he just turned around. And he just walked, walked away.
Tight straight away.
So at that point, I was like, "Whoa, okay." I just kept quiet, and then I went into the house, and I was thinking about it. I'm like, I
I'm
was
never
pissed off.
saying hello again.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. You mean nothing to me. Yes. So what? I mean, you're lucky I said hello in the first place. So anyway, that whole courtesy thing, right? Okay, I get it. And someone said that's courtesy, not kindness.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that I didn't punch him in his face,
Was
that
kindness.
was kindness.
That was
Okay, anyway,
yes.
let's continue to talk about this on the Big Show TV. Here's
Hey, then.
No, but
because his children were there. That's
No,
all.
but things
Good, good,
like
good,
that
good.
have happened to me too. Something I learned from my wife Michelle. Whenever you see someone with tissue paper, whatever,
Give and don't take back.
just
Ask them
Yeah.
who died.
Just
Is that
no,
it?
Hey,
no,
who-
just take your $2, your
people are
$5,
selling-
whatever,
Oh, I
and
thought
you
we
give
see
it to
someone
them.
with tissue.
And I used to do this, and one day I went, I gave it to someone, and there was no thank you, and I went, well,
No,
what
but
the
that's
hell?
okay.
No, but what the hell?
Yeah.
Why does it matter?
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
And Michelle turned to me and she said, it's not about the thank you. It's about what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
It's about what you're doing. It's not about the response.
You're helping the syndicate. You know that.
No, I'll take it one step
I
further.
don't look
I've
at it.
put coins in before, and they're like, "You have no notes."
No.
You never asked you got paid lah?
Yeah,
Wait,
you
wait,
know
wait,
what I mean.
Where is this? You put the
No, like one of these guys that are on the street
street.
and
He's
they're
outside
selling
of Paragon.
tissue paper.
The guy with the prosthetic
oh my
legs.
gosh.
I put
won't-
money in the
I-
prosthetic leg just for information.
Does he know or not?
It was supposed to be the case because he put it just next to his wheelchair. One on the left, one on the right. I'm like, okay.
There's the tin for you to put the money, not the leg.
I
You're
didn't
supposed to
see
put the
no
leg.
tin.
Oh, maybe he was hiding the tin
in the leg.
in the leg.
I put it in his right leg.
Oh,
Just to
okay.
let
You
you
sure it
guys.
wasn't
I
the
think
left?
we all try.
It was his
I think
left.
all of you are trying. I'm just listening. It's just so, yeah. I think all of us are trying, and we try to be kind. But I think, you know what? Just be kind to ourselves first. Yeah. Just
that's a
have
good idea.
ourselves. Yes. Yes.
That's
So
important.
do what you feel that you're comfortable at that particular point in time, but don't punch someone.
That hard.
Jerry, I know there are people listening to us who are asking this question. What do you mean, be kind to myself? What does that mean?
Such another very, very deep question. So being kind to yourself is listening to your body. Sometimes we are very mean to ourselves. Our body says rest, and then we still continue to stay up. We still kind of, drink our coffee or Red Bull, and just power through and say, no, we must. Or you are sniffling and your body needs that rest, but you go, no, if I don't do this, then it won't get done. Things will get delayed. But you need that rest. But you forget that you need that rest. Yeah.
But some people don't want to sleep because they think they have so much more to do in one day. It's like I need to
That
get
is true.
everything done. I can sleep when I'm dead. You know what I mean? It's just like I need to do all these things. There are not enough hours in the day. What do you say to people like that?
I mean,
people
if you
who
choose
think
to
that way.
abuse yourself, right? We look at so many people who are burnout now, having anxiety, having depression. They basically beat their bodies up, and we really don't want that. The other one, that being kind to yourself, many people put themselves down, and I know many listeners put themselves down. They will compliment freely the other person, but they will put themselves down. Now, if you have an obstacle in front of your eyes and you cannot even see your strength, then how true is your compliment of the other person? Or is it a desire to achieve what the other person is? I don't know. Food for thought.
What about, do you agree that one of the biggest parts of being kind to yourself is learning to forgive yourself?
Forgiveness is part of it, being giving and being forgiving. So forgiving to the other person is also being kind. Forgiving yourself is also being kind. Yeah. Otherwise, you'll be very miserable.
Yeah.
I think people should learn how to forgive themselves.
Yeah.
Because many people find it hard to
Yeah,
forgive
they do.
themselves for
They do.
whatever.
Yeah, they hold on to a lot of guilt
Yeah.
Yeah.
and a lot of the
Resentment.
past resentment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have no problems in that area, just to let you
I
guys
believe
know.
you.
Okay.
You're very lucky.
Well, let's check our values. So I'm going to give homework to everybody.
Oh,
Yeah.
homework.
Oh.
Pen and paper, I got it.
Okay, let's go.
Homework, wait, hold on, homework.
Yes, we have time. I
Oh
just
my
checked the
goodness.
time.
Well, she just take the time.
Yes, so questions. So the WH questions, right? Just now we had, when are we kind? So we already established that one, but it's good for all of us to think about it. When do we have the resources to be kind, right? The other one is, who do we tend to be kind or kindest to?
Pretty people.
The petrol kiosk attendant.
Yeah, so is it that we are feeling sorry for them?
Oh,
So is
so
it
the
the
reason
therapy
behind
part?
the reason
Yes.
behind being kind.
Okay, everyone
Yes.
should tip them, okay?
But does
I
there
just
need
wanna
to
say
be a
that.
reason to be kind?
So is it conditional? That's
Oh,
probably
right,
what
okay.
I'm asking. Yeah. So it's the charity and kindness question again. Am I just being kind because it is charity that I am doing? Yeah. Or am I only kind to my family? Because some people just limit their kindness to certain intimate circles. Yeah. Yeah,
like you said, like Glenn was saying, say the petrol pump guys and stuff like that, and you said, are we doing it based on charity because we feel that they are less than or less privileged than us?
Or sometimes is whether we are kind because this person benefits me. So it's
no. For me, I'm extremely kind, especially if it's an older person, an elderly guy. If I see an elderly guy still out there at the petrol kiosk, pumping fuel, and I want to be extra kind.
Yeah, the old people,
extra kind and extra generous.
I guess the old people on the street get to me.
Yeah.
Very linked to this question is, where do we display our kindness? So is there a particular environment that I showcase, or is it only in certain environments, and then when I'm away, then I'm wearing a different hat altogether?
Is it because someone is looking?
Well, sometimes people can be very kind outside, but I've heard they can be kind outside, but in the workplace they're horrible. To their colleagues, or we talk about kind bosses, mean bosses. Yeah. And I love this question. What prevents us from being kind?
Okay.
So what is your own obstacle that prevents you from being kind? So FD gave us an illustration where he's been hurt once too many times.
Yeah.
So for certain characters, certain people, certain situations, he might find it difficult to be kind.
Yeah.
Or if we don't have any spare change and we see someone who needs the money and you can't give any money because you don't have it.
Yes, possible also. And the very last question is a favorite question of mine. How is kindness viewed? So think about it. How is kindness viewed at work, at home, in the environment, in certain cultures? Is it viewed as being weak?
Wow.
So you might not want to showcase that, even though, so that's the ethical and, moral, your own ethics, your own morals that you're struggling with versus what is required in your environment. I can see FD really just thinking.
Yeah, boy.
I am seriously thinking
One
about
of these days, I want him to open up, man.
Right?
And find out what is all this that he's feeling so shitty about.
I think a bit.
Okay, wait, we go back on air.
Okay, let's go back on air.
Okay. Yeah, confess now. Okay. It's Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room with us this morning, and FD is about to cry.
He's about to confess.
I think when we talk about kindness in the office, in particular, I think in many cases people are not as kind as they should be because they feel they get taken advantage of.
Perhaps.
And that includes bosses.
What?
That includes bosses.
They gotta show a tough front.
I mean, we can all be kind, but not overly kind.
No, but you can still be taken advantage of.
What?
And I think there are people who believe that.
And so?
So you tend to hold back on that kindness.
But that makes it conditional.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
People are thinking too much. These are people who are thinking too much.
Because kindness needs to just be like that. That's it.
Yeah. So
remember that song? Kindness is for free. Kindness is for you and me.
I don't remember the song.
And
but
I
remember that
Gracious
song.
living in harmony.
Is that the
and I agree with that.
Courtesy Lion song?
And I agree with all
Can't
of
remember.
that. I agree with all of that until you run into people who take advantage of you.
Then
And
you
then
don't
you
be
become-
kind to
You know
those
what?
people.
That means
then.
that's wrong also. That means while you're doing something for these people, you're going like, I am kind, I am kind, I am kind.
No.
And the person doesn't treat you well, then,
No.
I don't want to be kind anymore.
Yeah,
It's
You
not
know,
that.
like
It's
that.
it's you just become more guarded.
But you don't
skeptical.
even think. But you see, when you're kind, you're not even thinking that you're being kind. This is
That
my
is
point.
true.
Yeah.
That
Is
is
that
very
true?
true.
True.
Yes, you're
Jerry.
true.
That's exactly
But
what we're
yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, you
Wait.
don't turn around and
Yeah.
say, "Oh, I was just kind."
I'm moving
Yeah.
around, I do
Kind.
something, and I'm
Yeah.
not thinking like, okay, that was a kind thing
No,
that I
no,
did.
no.
Yeah,
You're
that's why
right.
it's not conditional. We
It's-
don't think about getting
Not
And you
even
don't
conscious
tell
about
anybody.
it.
Yeah.
You don't tell
No, of course
anybody
you don't
about
tell
it. No.
anybody. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
When you're kind and someone takes advantage of you, when you put forth that kindness, you are not looking for anything back.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
we
if
know
the
that.
person
But
takes
you
advantage,
get
it doesn't
taken
matter.
advantage. No,
But you don't even know
it
that you're
does
kind.
matter.
No, but
I'm sorry.
That is true.
It does matter.
No, but you
To
don't
who?
turn. But you don't turn
okay.
around. Yeah, you don't turn around and say, "Oh, I've done 10 kind
I'm not
acts
saying
for
that.
the day."
No, I'm not
You
saying
don't,
that.
you don't, you don't. I think
That's
I know
not
what
what I'm
Effie is saying.
okay,
Okay,
what
tell
is
us.
he
You know?
saying?
Yeah,
Psychologist.
decipher.
All of you are right. All of you are right. When we are being kind, we do it without thinking. Why are you laughing? but
Because you're so
Because
cute.
you're so kind. That's why.
no, but it is true. You know, we do it without thinking. However, what Effie experienced is that I can give you, but it's not only not reciprocated, it's being belittled.
Yes.
Now, if it's being belittled and disrespected, then perhaps I will not then direct my kindness that direction. And because you clearly have told me you don't need it. If you don't need it, why am I just throwing it there in your face?
Yeah.
And you know, it is, yeah, it's just not respected. So we're not going to put anything that is disrespected, you know, to another person who is going to just create, you know, just create that whole mess out of it, because you, at the end of the day, our emotions will get quite messed up because our emotion, kindness has the element of emotion. It gets roughed up.
Yeah.
So I don't think I want to go that direction also, you see.
Yeah.
Can you just see him once and for all?
He needs help.
Get it out of his system.
I thought you were going to confess and cry. No?
No,
Oh,
No time radio. Next
No
week.
time.
No
Okay,
time.
next
Cry
week.
next week.
Cry.
I'll cry next week. Find us a topic,
If he
Jerry.
cries, I feel like it'll be more tears of anger.
Oh.
It feels that way.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we need to say goodbye to Dr. Jerry.
Bring
Okay,
Yes.
Jerry.
back in.
So all of us try one good deed, you know, for the rest of the month. And let's hold our hands in a fist. Okay, you've got kindness in your hands. Now turn it around and do this.
Sprinkle
You're going to throw it
all
around
over.
like confetti.
Yeah, it is against my image, actually. Okay.
Come on,
Okay.
sprinkle some fairy
What?
dust, Glenn. Come on.
Yes, you're going to
All
throw
over.
kindness around like confetti.
Fantastic. We'll call it fairy dust for Glenn.
Okay. Thank you, Jerry. Do you have a quote for us before you go, or did you use up
No,
all your
it's-
quotes? Or?
No,
That was the
yes,
fairy
yes. So
dust.
it's throw kindness around like confetti.
Okay.
Thank you, Jerry.
Okay.
Thank you
Thank you,
so
Dr.
much.
Jerry.
Always a pleasure. I always feel better after
There you go.
a session
True.
with Jerry. See, I
Very
don't
true.
need to go and see you over there personally. This is my therapy session.
We get therapy every
We
Tuesday.
have weekly therapy sessions, yes.
Yeah.
Therapy, yes.
Yay.
But I still want to go on your couch, lah. So I mean,
I
Just
know.
just let him know when you're not there.
okay. Thank you, Jerry.
Bye.
Bye.
See you next week.